Drive here by Sinson was blocked aside. Sorry about that, folks, by the way. I believe this is going to be either a hand pass or a penalty against Kimball Union. It is going to be a hand pass. Sometimes the tripod I'm using gets a little loose on its screws, so the camera will head north, I guess, and show the ceiling, and sometimes when it's goes or drops hard enough, the on-off switch will either get hit or just it will, the battery will pull and just drop the camera dead. Timeout here by St. Paul's, but yes, so that's why we just lost 15 seconds of play. Nothing really occurring in those 15 seconds except a stoppage here and an offensive zone draw for St. Paul's. Owen Stadheim has just scored, and Dan Murphy right below us is going to take the opportunity. That's a good-looking shot right there, isn't it? To talk to his troops, maybe a bit of motivation. I have to give a bit of money to know what he's saying down below us right now, I think. But he's launched over and trying to breathe some life into St. Paul's, who has just gotten on the board. And has this offensive zone draw. His first line will be out there, no doubt. That's the line of Stadheim, Menez, and Sinson that was out there for the goal. Trying to stage a comeback against Goliath. That would be KUA, of course. Face-off will be off to the right of Papatsakis. And Stadheim will dig in for it. Owen Stadheim against Tomasz Majura. To the right of the KUA goal, they leaded Ryan Rasa Diom-Deer for the straight draw win. Instead, it's up the middle. Diom-Deer gets over there, but is unable to really corral it, and away will go Sullivan Mack. Mack will stop up, thread the needle across the ice. Majura shot off the wall. Standing in front was Whitehead, but the puck went wide. It might have gone off the Whitehead stick in front of the goal. That is Sullivan Mack twisting and turning back from Majura on the far wall. Mack once more, half wall. He got around Jake Sullivan on the goal line. Here's Mack going around it in and centering it in front. Loose there still, and Whitehead will just put it to the corner. Diom-Deer, little backhander, didn't get past Majura. Now it will, and here's Julian Menez the other way, cutting in on goal. Menez, and a great stick by Devin Newhook. The puck takes an odd hop and ends up back in the blue paint. There's an arm up on the far side, jarring Armenez and Newhook. Oh, the net came off its moorings. That's what the arm is up for. So no penalty, no hand pass, false alarm. But I think St. Paul's is going to get a no-zone draw here. I looked up, and I saw the puck in front of Zach Papatsakis, and I did not know how it got there. KUA, by the way, unable to change. St. Paul's will. It'll be Joe Schubert's line out there right now. Schubert the center against Majura. And Schubert belted the ice, but he won the face-off. Here's Harrison Sweet along the boards as James Orn with a shot. There's a bit of life here for St. Paul's right now. Maybe a bit of belief after that timeout. 11 minutes to go. That shot is stopped off of Orn. Back to the line. That's Sweet with a shot. And there's a penalty to come here. St. Paul's bench shouting for Andy Barron to come. He never made it there, but the Big Red are headed to the power play. And off to the box is Tomasz Majura. He does not agree with the call and is letting the referee know it. So a chance for St. Paul's on the power play. 2 minutes with Tomasz Majura in the box. Face off to the right. It'll be Ty Green, John Sacklad, and Cooper Footen out there right now. Up front for St. Paul's, Halliday and McElhenney at the line. Trying to run a simple power play, I think, here is Devont. Their first one was a bit too overcomplicated, and as you can probably tell by the scoreboard, they were 0 for 1 on it. They did not score. KUA hammering bodies to get that puck free, and it's knocked out by Bennett. That's some penalty killing theory. The strategy along the board is just hammer, hammer, hammer until the trees fall and the puck comes loose. McElhenney lost a handle on it there for a moment. That's why he couldn't really charge up ice with it, gaining momentum. Green gets around a man as the puck trickled by Teddy Griffin. That's Halliday on the right point. He's got it with some space. Cooper Flinton on the wall. Back for Halliday. McElhenney sneaks in. There's the shot. Stopped by Pappensackett. It's loose. St. Paul's jamming away. Ending up on his stomach behind the goal. And held there is Ty Green. And he's going to give it back. Looked like Christian Felton was trying to suffocate him. And Lowe just kind of hold him down to the ground so he couldn't get back up and go to the front of the net, I think. Not a bad play if you're Felton. Take him out. And look at this going on. There's some talk between John Sacklad and the KUA bench. It hasn't been particularly nasty, I think, physically on the ice, but I think the teams have been chatting just a bit. And St. Paul's down 4-1, not liking it. Coach Sam Murphy clearly unhappy about that. Dumas for Guillaume Deere, laying it on one drive, and a big block. Kyle Penny went all the way down for it, and he is hurt. That's a captain's block indeed, but Penny just a bit hampered on the play. Let's see if KU can get the puck out for him. They can, and Penny's going to hustle as much as he can to the bench. 40 seconds to go with the man advantage for St. Paul's, and it's sent the length of the ice here. Icing waved off, so Owen Stadheim's up there. Back on the puck first is Christian Felton, and it's sent the length of the ice by Kimball Union. 27 seconds to go. Major is trying to figure out, I think, over in the box, if he's going to stay on the ice or go to the bench, and indeed he's going to stay on the ice, I believe. That's the signal he just got from Tim Whitehead, his head coach. St. Paul's can't get his own entry coordinated, so we're down to 9:54 to play. And St. Paul's 0 for 2 on the power play. Now, that door was open in 5 seconds. Good on Majura to wait. The penalty box operator opened that door way early. I don't know if there's a penalty in there for that. I'm sure St. Paul's could use it right now. Playing a bit of devil's advocate, I might be. Picking the pocket of Felton was Schubert, who came in with a shot. That was a high one that Papatsakis had to get up to make the save for. Noel turned in front. There's a chance in front for Bussy. And Papatsakis, I think, made the save. It'll come loose. That's McElhenney. Into the slot. Schubert couldn't turn around. And he gave it onto the stick of Karabas. It'll eventually get out of the zone. St. Paul's playing well right now. They've controlled the play since that Owen Stadheim goal. It helps that they were on the power play for part of that time. Although KUA's on the puck now. And here's Whitehead with some speed. He's got a man drive in the cage. And Orn borderline interfering there with Tardif, who was headed hard to the net. Bussy gets his puck deep and might have said something to Tardif on the way back to the bench as well. I don't know if I'm just making up accusations. No icing here because the puck's on goal, and Andy Barron will cover up with Zach Whitehead right in front. Good job by James Orr not to take a penalty there. I think some referees probably would have called that. He was all tangled up with Tardif headed to the net. As 15 and 14, we're charging up 2-on-2 for KUA. Sacklad to the puck first, and he jams it out. Right back in by Kimball Union, but they would have been offside, so taking his time with it here is Dumas. A long stretch pass, and unable to get a clean tip in. There was Flinton. Chance off the wall, the pass was too far ahead of Tardif, who will go to the boards with Levine. Here's Ty Green with Tardif right on his back. 8:07 to play, and it's 4-1. KUA leads it. They're trying to break through for the first of this period. The pass across was in front of Noel, still loose on the boards. That's Tardif in low, trying to step around Levine up to the half wall. Tardif still waiting near that left point now. Back in for Mack, back in front. Tardif in the slot, and the shot was blocked. I think Flinton got in front of it, and now he's got the puck too. Cooper Flinton to the red line, tried to get it deep, hit a body. I think that was Tardif coming back. He was just inside the blue line, but St. Paul's couldn't get it. And then a huge hit. That was John Sacklad stepping up on Sullivan Mack, who's now hustling to the bench. And the KUA, I don't know if that was the crowd or actually the bench that was hollering after that one. Look at Merritt go. He's going to do a lap. Finds his lineman over. That's Taylor, and he's taken to the ice. John Sacklad furious, and now a 3-on-1. Here's Ty Green trying to move it in front, and Flinton was headed to the cage, but the pass was blocked. This is getting contentious now, folks. As contentious as I've seen a 4-1 game. Sacklad comes in to belt to body after Green was staple gunned in the far wall. St. Paul's with a bit of determination under the belts right now. 6:55 to play, and they've got still a big hill to climb. 3 goals, they're down. Here's Arlo Merritt, settled in front. Great stop by Barron. The puck was loose for a minute. Zach Taylor at the tip. At the top of the blue paint, we get a stoppage. Well, the last time John Sacklad was on the ice, he left it seeming a bit unhappy. And he's exchanging words with the entirety of the Wildcat bench. He opts over the boards for his next shift and does some damage, creating a 3-on-1. Ty Green tried to go for Cooper Flinton there on the far side, but a good defensive play. I think Green might have held on to that puck just a bit too much for my liking. But there's a reason why I'm not a hockey player, folks. I gotta give that to the guys. Whenever I criticize them, I really can't say much. My credibility in the hockey world analysis-wise is, I'm pretty low on the totem pole, put it that way. And always will be. Here's Sinson hung up at center by Teddy Griffin, and there'll be a call on that. Eric Sinson drawing the penalty, and Teddy Griffin will step into the box. He went to the box already once after exchanging words with Bryson Russell, after the Christian Felton goal. Once again, not liking the call, but St. Paul's another opportunity up a man. Still down 4-1, but this is definitely the most intense of the 3 periods. I think most of the folks here in the building would agree with me there. SPS just playing with a bit more heart. They didn't seem too into it in the first 2 periods there. But are into it here. Certainly does seem that way. And if they really want to be in on the scoreboard, they've got to convert on this power play so far. 0 for 2 on the night. Whitehead doing a good work there. He'll just drop it back for his defenseman. It'll be Newhook that sends it the length of the ice. Okay, we were off sides and still not retreating from the zone is Zach Whitehead. He'll come out now. I don't think he even realized it. Give and go between McElhinney and Sinson, and it's Sinson who fires it this way for McElhinney. Back off the wall in low, that's Menez up to the half wall. Sinson stopping. Menez. Simpson in the far corner. They jab away for it. Stadheim gets it free. Here's Halliday for McElhinney. McElhinney stepping in. And a huge block there by Drew Bennett. Lays out at the line. So did McElhinney. The puck remains inside the blue, but not much longer. And it's chipped out by the Wildcats. Halliday's got a hustle, and he will. KUA was on a change here in the penalty kill. Stadheim in. Halliday and further. Seth's working all over Halliday. 41 seconds to go in the St. Paul's power play. Coming through with it behind the net is Bussey. Bussey to the line. That's Schubert on a cross. Maxime Dumas with a shot. Stopped by Papatsakis up to her left. So a half a minute now to go in this man advantage. We're down to 4:40 to play. Stadheim's goal, the only marker for St. Paul's. They're down 4-1 here to Kimball Union. Looking to win their 8th straight. Talk about a streaking hot team. They're one of them. Success, though, not exactly a stranger to the Kimball Union crowd here in attendance tonight. There's Bryson Russell, shot along the ice. He scored a couple times that way, but that one was stopped by Papatsakis, who was ready for it. Oh, Dumas hit hard. Taylor all over him. Sticks flying at center. Merritt lost his. And Russell lost his as well, it seems. Taylor then getting up on Andy Barron, forcing him to move that puck. Owen lays a hit in front of the St. Paul's bench, and Schubert, does the same. Dumas ducking and weaving, no further than the red line where Carabas stepped up. We're down to 3:30 to go in this one. A goal here by KA would seal it for sure if it's not already sealed. Most contentious period of the hockey game, I think, and teams are throwing bodies now. St. Paul's finally matching, if not matching, but at least in the same ballpark as Kimball Union in terms of physicality. They did not play that way the first two periods. The Ray all tied up. Under 3 on the clock. Another pile up on the right side in front of the gate where St. Paul's will make their exit here in 2:40. There's a glove and a stick right now in the KUA end. Not sure whose glove it is, but it's someone on the bench, I think, because no one on the ice is missing one. It's a KUA glove as well. And they're just trying to get it out of the middle of the ice. Kimball Union is. Puck comes around here, kicked at by McElhenney, knocked up in the air. That's Carabas. He's a Boston University commit, Brian Carabas is. And he's got a goal tonight. Sweeten the pass, knocked down. And it's shot back in below Andy Barron's goal line. 2 minutes left to play here in the hockey game, and St. Paul's trailing 4-1. Puck in front, it's in the blue paint. I think a stab at it there was Whitehead. He couldn't thread the needle through a couple of bodies below the circles. So third period push does not look like it's going to be enough for St. Paul's unless they can somehow, out of thin air, pull off 3 goals here in this 1 minute and 44 second window remaining. There's a shot from the left side by Arlo Merritt, and it's swallowed up by Barron. Bussy now chatting with Griffin. Griffin's been one of the players for Kimball Union who's been in there a lot tonight. In the conversation, that is. There have been quite a few St. Paul's players, to say the least. And the first line's out there for the final 90 seconds of this hockey game. Head coach Tim Whitehead really trying to put the nail in the coffin here on St. Paul's on this Saturday night. Tipped out to center by the Big Red, and here's Bussy on the right side, charging in. Getting his stick in the lane. I think that shot is Teddy Griffin, and it's out of play. There's Schubert, a bouncing shot. I do mix up syllables. I think I just said mix up syllables there too. So exhibit A, really. Yeah. Down 2 minutes to play in this one. And St. Paul's, I don't know whose bench entry that was. That was Felton who got knocked down though. Sounded like there's some cheers for it below us. Under a minute to go though, and Kimball Union's gonna win their 8th straight here. I think this one's in the books, folks. And they did not break through in the third period yet. Here's a chance, though. Not able to knock it home on the right post with Drew Bennett. They're going to win their 8th straight. And the top team in prep, or one of them, I should say, Salisbury Guttery are streaking as well. But certainly they're ranked at number 3rd, but they're looking pretty good right now. Winners of 8 straight, Kimball Union is. And they're going to not romp as they have earlier this week, but walk away with a 4-1 win here. They're going to, unless that score changes in the next 17.5 seconds, we have an offside at the line. Handshake line might be a little interesting after. Teams were a bit testy, and there you go. Dorn Sacklad. I think that was Sacklad initiating. He's in on Dorr again, who gives him a cross check. Yep, that will be an interesting handshake line, just 12 seconds away, and Dorr going after Sacklad here. Look at them go. Oh boy. Well, Kimball Union's gonna win it. 2 in the first, 2 in the second, and a 4-1 victory over St. Paul's. In a Lakes region matchup, they'll pick up 4 points and walk away winners here over the Big Red. Let's hope that handshake line's all clean after things get a bit interesting in the third period. But yes, final score is KUA 4 and St. Paul's 1. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday night, everybody.